Hello, Ranger Point Precision friends and family. Do you hunt with iron sight, a red dot, an LPVO, or a more traditional 3 to 9x40? Let's break down some of these choices, the pros and the cons. Iron sights have been used for hunting for a very long time. First and foremost, they're economical. They're small, they're lightweight, they're no moving parts. There's so very little to break outside of just physically knocking them off your rifle. But when you start getting out at distance, you kind of don't get much magnification, and then there are some eyesight problems that start to prop up throughout people's lifetimes. I've seen lots of times in the forums and things, and guys are saying, hey, my eyes are aging a little bit. I need something a little bit better than iron sights. So what would be the next step up? The next step up would be a nice little red dot, just like this Zerotech Thrive HD. I've got this Thrive HD. It is on one of our gator rails attached to our Costa handguard. And this Thrive HD is just very small, lightweight, compact, and very quick to draw up. But now, there are some drawbacks. This one right here is an open emitter. You might look into getting a closed emitter. That way you're keeping junk and water and trash and all sorts of stuff out of it. But now there are some guys that have an astigmatism, so that glowing little red dot just kind of starts to double up on them. So let's go ahead and consider something else. Right here, this is a low-powered variable optic, or LPVO. This is a primary arms 1 through 6. And it is a very nice consideration for a lever gun using our parts. So now you can see right here, I've got this on a Ranger Point Precision Rhino rail. I've got it sitting in a set of worn 513M rings. This thing is as low as it can physically go. The reason that I like these is because the objective lens is small and it keeps you from having to worry about hitting your barrel, and you can keep things nice and short because of mechanical offset. The lower the mechanical offset, which is your height over bore, the flatter the gun will seem to shoot. So what are some advantages and disadvantages of an LPVO? Well, the first and foremost, the disadvantage of an LPVO is going to be weight. This is considerably heavier than a red dot. Red dots generally weigh ounces. These start to get toward the pound side of things. But the cool thing about this is on 1 power, it's just like a red dot. You've got a nice wide field of view, really quick to acquire. But then let's roll this over to 6 power. You got a doe that steps out. I know that a lot of does are hard to identify unless they're next to another doe. Well, with this, you can roll it over to 6 power and you can start paying attention to the spacing of their eyes on their head and tell if it's actually a large enough doe to take or not. So that's where these shine. But now some of you may say, well, it doesn't have an objective lens. Well, at my current eyesight, I've got excellent eyesight right now. At my current eyesight, I'm not having problems distinguishing an animal from dusk to dark. But if you need a bigger objective lens, the old tried and true 3 to 9x40. 3 to 9x40 has got a nice big objective lens, able to gather lots of light. And it is sitting on a Henry Long Ranger Express. And this Long Ranger Express is wearing our new Long Ranger handguard. This thing is very nice. It maintains the free float. But now back to the optic. 3 to 9x40s have been dragged through the deer woods all over the place. And these 3 to 9x40s, like I said, they've just been proven. They're really good at low light picking up. You're not picking up any extra weight versus the LPVO. But you can also see that I've got this one nice and low as well. This one's sitting in a low set of worn rings. That objective lens is just nice and close, keeping our mechanical offset as low as possible. And like I said, that makes this one shoot just a little bit flatter. 0'd at 50 yards, this one's a 223. 0'd at 50 yards, it goes a little high at 100, starts coming back into its own at 200, and it's about 10 inches low at 300 with my pet load. So this is very nice, and I guess you'd call it flat shooting. So what are my preferences this year? For a brush gun, I've got this nice lightweight little Rossi 92. She's really short in her current configuration. And for wider open spaces here, I've got my Henry All-Weather 3030. This thing is decked out with Ranger Point parts. I am going to use this one this year for places that I need just a little bit more reach. And of course, like we discussed earlier, this 1 through 6 will allow me to get up close shots and further away shots. So I'm going to absolutely love this one in open places like fields or clearings or where they've got power line easements, things like that. So I'm definitely going to like this one. I hope that makes it clear as mud and you guys can find yourselves a nice little optic for using this hunting season. Remember, Ranger Point Precision has got all your parts to help you get your Space Cowboy rifles ready to drag drag around in the deer woods. Y'all take care. We'll see you next time.